how do you even begin to process those numbers for what this defense has looked like in fourth quarters?
I got no words. It's like our defensive players have ADD, and they're locked in for periods of time, and then they're just like all over the place at other times. It's just like if we get them to lock in and play consistent ball, they're a pretty good bunch. Like they've shown flashes of really good ball. I kind of want to talk about the final drive if that's cool with you. I kind of want to recap the whole thing and kind of talk about that, because I think that was the most important drive of the game. So let's set the stage, right? Bryson just had that unbelievable touchdown. We're up 33-29, 155 to play. Duke has 3 timeouts. So 2 minutes to go with 3 timeouts. Time really isn't a factor. And with the way offenses can move the ball now, Duke has to score a touchdown. So, I kind of want to talk a little bit about the coverages we've run in that drive and the mix of, pressures versus drop 8, et cetera. So first play, drive starter for Duke. They're just trying to, advance the ball 5-7 yards. They throw an incomplete pass. We were just in a 4-man rush playing quarters defense. Second play, okay, we have a 6-man pressure, incomplete pass. Great. Third play, same 6-man pressure, incomplete pass. Oh, no, they got a first down there. Okay, the fourth play, we go to a rush 3, and we drop 8 guys in coverage. Okay, and this is where fans can critique: is it coaches or is it player? Well, this play, for instance, was all player. Okay, so it was a 3-man rush. Rucker was the edge to the Duke sideline. After the snap of the ball, he's rushing and gets kind of bumped around. He ends up behind Des Evans, who is the field defensive end, and we only have 3 guys rushing. So obviously, the quarterback of Duke sees the void and starts scrambling. And then now the flat defender is pulled to go pull up the quarterback. So he leaves his coverage and the quarterback just dumps it behind his head. And, on paper, we had everything covered, but one guy, Kamen Rucker, didn't do his job. And now he caused a string of events. Now the flat defender has to come out of his coverage to go tackle the quarterback. It's just like, do your job. If each player just does his job on each specific play, like we have some calls that are perfect for what Duke's running. The next play, compounding effect. Rucker made a mistake the play before. He jumps offside. This is the next play. Okay. Then the following play, they run a simple inside zone handoff. It's the most simple run in college football. Every middle school, high school, college, pro, NFL, that everyone runs it. They just hand the ball. The offensive line zones one way, and very simple. Rucker, who is kind of doing his own thing at this point, he doesn't squeeze the hip of the tackle, creates a seam for the running back, and they get a 16-yard gain off a simple run play that we should knock down for 3 yards. And then they do another run. The next play, get 3 yards. The next play, we run another drop 8 coverage, incomplete pass. Okay. Then the ninth play of the drive, they go to they're passing the ball once again. We have a 5-man pressure. We're playing man defense, incomplete pass. So now we get to the 4th down. And here's where I think coaching played a factor in us not being able to stop them on this drive. So if you guys remember, it was 4th and 7. Duke comes out of the huddle and they have a 2-by-2 alignment. And Coach Brown, I guess, sees something that he doesn't like from our defensive alignment. We're showing man coverage. We're showing all our DBs matched up with their skill, and we're in a pressure look. So what does Duke do? So Matt calls a timeout. Okay. So Duke sees that, and they ID what coverage we were going to run against what they were going to do on their 4th down play, the biggest play of the game. So what Duke does, they come out in a bunch 3-by-1 outside of the timeout, and they know that we're going to run a pressure look in man coverage. And it ends up being a cover 0 blitz. So they drew up a cover 0 blitz beater. Okay. And the issue I have, it's not that we called this blitz, is the execution of how we did it. So to teach everyone who doesn't have a crazy football knowledge, a cover 0 blitz is where we're playing man coverage across the board with all the skill players. So if there's 4 receivers, our 4 DBs are covering their 4 receivers, and we are sending one more guy than Duke can block. So if they have six blockers, so the 5 offensive linemen and the running back, we're bringing 7 guys. So that we're going to have one guy hot to the quarterback. So that means that the quarterback has to get the ball out, in under 2 seconds, or he's going to get hit in the face. So our DBs know that if we're blitzing cover 0, they are taught that on the first break of a receiver, they're triggering, because anything else should be taken care of by the rush. So the issue we had when we ran our cover 0 blitz was, obviously we were bringing one more than they can block, but we had 2 guys. When you run a cover 0 blitz, all 7 defenders should be on the line of scrimmage. Okay. There shouldn't be, 1 or 2 guys at linebacker depth, because we're trying to get to the quarterback as fast as possible. And the issue we had was Gio Biggers, and I figured it was another safety. They were 3 or 4 yards off the line of scrimmage. So on the snap of the ball, they still have 3 or 4 yards to get to the line of scrimmage, and then 4 or 5 to get to the quarterback. So, in a cover 0 blitz, that's an extra half second to, 3/4 of a second where they could get to the quarterback, and they could hit the quarterback before he can release the ball. So I didn't have an issue with our call. I had an issue with how we executed it, how we taught it, because obviously the players had no idea, because they weren't taught that. They were blitzing from depth on a cover 0 blitz. That's unheard of. And it's not Marcus Allen's fault at all, because like I said earlier, he's taught. They ran a sluggo, which is a slant and go. So Marcus Allen, he's going to nail down on the slant, because he knows if they stick and knot him, then it should be a sack. And if you look at the replay, the quarterback even kind of hitched before he threw the ball. Like, he caught it, took 2 steps, and kind of like pumped and then threw it. Like, he should have been hit in the face with a 7-man pressure. They didn't have a blocker for one of our free runners. So I do actually like the call. I like pressuring, but we just got to execute it way better. So, I mean, that was a long-winded talk about, the last drive, but it was a mix of, we changed up the look a lot. We ran man pressure, 5-man pressure, 6-man pressure. We did a cover 0 blitz. We did a drop 8. We did a 4-man rush. So we ran a couple different coverages and mixed it up on them. So, don't just look at that last play and be like, oh, Gene's running a cover 0 blitz. Like, I don't mind the call in that scenario. We just got to execute it. And I don't know if it was, communicated it well to the defense, because it was awful communication in terms of our pressure. I'm not talking about the coverage. I'm talking about, we should have hit the quarterback before he got a chance to get the ball out.